Hello, spooky friends. How you doing? Robin didn't have her volume muted, so it started coming through 10 seconds after the fact on her computer. I will let her take over from here.
My bad. Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scarish podcast. I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we're here to read you some lovely homegrown horror.
All right, I'm excited for this episode. For those of you who don't know, homegrown horrors are things that you guys have sent us, or you folks have sent us, and we're super excited to get these things. These are like listener-submitted stories. You submit them a bunch of different ways, and then we have someone, my mom, check them out, make sure that the grammar and the editing is good to go, send them our way, and we get to read them live on the air for the first time, and it's a good experience for all of you. So for those of you watching on twitch.tv/scarishpodcast or youtube.com/scarish, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you watching us live. We love a little interaction, so if you want to talk in the chat, that's always a good time.
Yeah.
And if you folks out there that are listening to the podcast version of this want to send us your stories, please reach out to storytime@scarish.com. That is our email address. We always love getting your stories. You can also go to scarish.com, click contact us, and there's a form that you can fill out and just send it straight to us. A lot of you guys have been doing that. It's working very well. Pretty happy with the success rate there. If you want to join us on Facebook, go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast. Why are you smirking so much?
Because all I have is likey.
I hate that song. It's stuck in my head too. But if you likey Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast, message us there. And if you want to post on the Scarish Spooky Friends group, you can for some instant feedback from the community. Also join our Discord. If you go to scarish.com, scroll down on the right-hand side, you'll see all of our links for social media. Just click the one that says Discord, and it'll take you right to our server. Tweet at us at ScarishPod. It's 280 characters, so that'll be a little bit difficult to get a story across. Or you can also message us on Instagram at ScarishPodcast. That's a lot of stuff, but we like to get through all of it so you guys know there's a million ways for you to reach out to us because so many of you like to do so. So without further ado, I think I'm going to start. I'm going to go with the first one.
Okay.
Because I have a quick thing, which I think is a topic suggestion, and then I'm going to go into an actual story. So the first thing that I have for you guys starts out like this. It's very short, so don't expect too much. And I was totally not prepared for this, so you guys can yell at me if you'd like to. Scrolling down. Don't make fun of me.
Fine.
Nope. That's not it. Nope. That's not it. This isn't working. Okay. I'm just going to go into my story. She's sighing. She's angry. Okay. So, yeah. I don't know what happened to the topic suggestion. I'll find that and I'll do that next. But the first one starts out like this. The subject is shareable story. And it starts out, Dear Robin and Adam. So not hi, just dear, which is way more formal.
Dear.
You're a dear. Shareable story in parentheses again. I'm writing again because last night was scary-ish.
All right.
It's important to know that recently I had a doorbell camera installed because of a package being stolen off my front porch. As a side note, I would like to point out, if you're one of the people that steal packages off of people's porches, you are a horrible piece of shit, and I hate you.
There's a special place in hell for you.
Cannot fucking stand people who steal shit. It's like, people work hard for the shit they get, and you know what? It's really hard for some people to afford stuff.
Yeah.
So you thinking like it's just like a grab bag on someone's porch that you can just steal a package and then open it and be like, what did I get this time?
The worst is when they steal medical supplies.
Yeah, some people get that shit. I can't fucking stand it. So this happened to this person, and they installed a doorbell camera. Personally, I love all the live videos I get of the neighborhood cats sleeping in my yard. That's hilarious.
Aww.
Last night, I had finally gotten to bed at a decent time and put on some frog chirps to help me sleep. In parentheses, I was feeling nostalgic.
You know, I notice a lot of people do that when they sleep. They do...
I've heard of whale noises before. I've heard of water, which I
noise.
feel like will make you pee your pants.
White noise?
Yeah, white
Where
noise.
they just have earbuds in that have white noise?
They play white noise so you can sleep through the night.
Weird.
I have the fan. Like, that's another reason why I
Yeah.
always have the fan on, because it provides that noise.
Maybe that's why I go to sleep pretty well, because I'm used to hearing like highway noise. I grew up with highway noise, so maybe that's
That
like
could
my
be.
white noise.
That could be. No sooner had I been asleep for 25 minutes than I hear the soft barbershop knocking pattern, which is shave and a haircut 2 bits. For those of you who don't know, it's knock, 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 knock. Those are the lyrics to that little thing. Shave and a haircut 2 bits. Did you know that?
Yeah, you told me that like a million times.
Have I?
Yeah.
Did you know it the first time I told it to you?
Nope.
Boom, you're welcome. So I'm just reiterating that knowledge. Coming out of sleep, I wasn't even sure what I was hearing at first through the chirping, but the barbershop knock was so distinct that I was immediately startled. My boyfriend looked equally freaked out. Because the interruption was so unexpected, my brain immediately went instantly to the idea that because I knew about the black-eyed children, that there might be a couple at my front door.
You just brought this upon everyone.
I would like to point out that I didn't bring it upon anyone. I did not choose to do that topic. The listeners chose that I would do that topic.
Yeah.
So it's their fault. So blame yourselves, people. I was terrified but didn't share my superstitious fear with my boyfriend. I turned off my ambient noise and listened for anything but didn't hear any more disruptions. Checking my phone, I saw that my doorbell camera had a notification.
Oh, no.
Well,
No,
I mean,
no.
they heard a knock, so someone was probably at the door.
No,
We checked the video, and what we saw was a pale figure walk across our yard and attempt to open the front door.
Shut.
When the figure couldn't get in, he began to softly knock on the door, muttering to himself.
Oh, my God.
After a moment, the tatted Yankees fan left my home and disappeared into the darkness. Yankees fans. It wasn't the black-eyed children like I feared, but it was still scary, and it took me a long time to finally sleep again that night. In the morning, I reported it to the police and shared the video, too.
Holy
Included
crap.
is a picture of the stranger that came from the direction where the train tracks are. And that is the end of the email.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a wow. So,
I hate that. I hate those types of things.
well, it's nice that you have like a doorbell camera, and I think that since they're becoming more popular, it's one of those things where it's like you feel more secure, but at the same time you're going to be aware of all the creepy stuff that happens in your lawn that you never knew about. Which isn't necessarily a good thing.
There was something that happened in the news a while back out here, I think, where a woman was going around at some strange hour of the night, knocking on people's doors. And
I remember that.
She was a missing person. She was a missing person, and someone caught her on their doorbell camera, and she was a missing person, and she was trying to like get someone to help her. And I don't remember what happened to her.
I don't think they found her.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact details. For those peeps of us, I don't know. For those of you folks who are watching or listening from the Vegas area, let us know if you remember how that story ended, because it was definitely super creepy. Cool. So that's my first one. So let's look over into the stream chat and see what you folks had to say.
Oh, I thought you were I thought you were going to start reading.
Oh, no, I was just waiting for you to say something.
No, I
just
thought
dead silence. I was like,
I thought you
ooh.
were going to start reading. Okay.
I thought you were having a stroke or something.
Welcome, D. Feratov, for joining for the first stream. We're glad you're here to join the Children of the Corn.
Yeah, let's just make inside jokes for someone who's here for the first time ever. Children of the Corn is something that people started calling themselves in the stream chat like 10 episodes ago. So now you're one of them. Congratulations. Lots of people saying hi over on YouTube. It is showing that there's 0 people watching on YouTube, but we have chat from YouTube, so I feel like that thing is incorrect. So cool.
I'm very glad, Amber, that your package got returned to you, because I've had a package stolen from me where it got delivered to the wrong address, and then the person would not call and would not answer their door.
That was so shitty.
It was so
They
shitty.
just acted like they didn't exist.
It was around Christmas, too.
Yeah.
It was around Christmas. It was just so annoying. People are shitty.
People are shitty. Like, you get a package delivered to your mailbox on accident, has someone else's name on it, you take it home, you open it, and you act like you don't exist anymore. It's a federal fucking crime.
Yeah.
After they acted like that, if we could have found out that they had the package, I was dead seriously going to sue the fuck out of them. I was so pissed at that shit.
Yeah.
Always fill out your address changes, people, because if you don't, stuff like that might
Packages
happen.
don't work. They don't do forwarding of packages, just an
you
FYI.
You have to go, like, if you have a loot crate or anything like that, and change your address manually. So good stuff to know.
Yeah. I'm glad you got the stickers and zipper pulls. It was a lot of hard work.
Critia Lee over Lie. I don't know how to say your last name. I apologize. Over on YouTube, waves, and I wave back.
We also got your package too, so we're going to do an unboxing thing later this week, hopefully, maybe. So we have packages from Glitch, and then we have a package from Critia, so that'll be super cool.
That is super cool. I'm super excited. Shout out to It's the Orange, who has donated $5. That will go to
you.
Make-A-Wish Foundation. We appreciate you donating
Is
during
this
this
the last
time.
of the month?
We have one more show.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the 19th.
It's
so.
second to last of the month. Donate to sick children in need.
Indeed.
All right.
It was Lee, so I got it right and won. So cool. Nice to know. So awesome. Do you want to move into your first one of the night?
Yeah. So I'm going to read my next email here, and it goes, the subject says Marina again.
Hello, Marina again.
I'm sure her last name's not again.
I know.
Okay.
I'm saying hello again.
Friend of a friend.
I hate you so much.
Okay. I'm sure is just a small group of people that
got that Scott Pilgrim
yes.
reference.
Or just like Metric, the actual band.
You think so?
Yeah. Anyway, so the email goes, "Hiya again. I'm back with my art page and a few funny stories from my witchcraft practice and some more things about my ideologies in general. So I fully believe in the force of karma as well as nature. Karma is like a sub-nature, cause and effect. Anyways, I am definitely atheist in a sense that science is proof and nature's work and magic. Oh no. but. So science is proof and nature is work and magic. Natural magic. And natural magic, in my words, are the wonders of nature, like evolution, aurora borealis, the ocean. Oh, we just had that
2.5-month-old email, and this gets read right after we do the topic of aurora borealis.
The past animals that walked Earth, etc. So more into my practice and what I use certain crystals, mostly amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz, etc. I use the elements to my advantage. I do, in fact, plant sacrifice.
I was going to say, this is going to get a little creepy here.
I would never hurt an animal. Plants are also living beings of the earth, so I usually pick a leaf from a plant or a flower. So there was this one time when I was still going to school. I've graduated since. I suffer from anxiety, and it sucks. So being away from home or feeling uncomfortable is very intense. So I cast a spell that would help me calm down during the most rough time of my life, the beginning of my senior year. That's always the worst, where you're like, got senioritis, don't want to go, things are really, really hard.
My senior year, I had set it up because I took so many classes my sophomore and junior year where I had some stuff I could coast through because I did not want to deal with that. Because I saw, like, my brother and his friends go through that. He's, like, 3.5 years older than me.
Yeah.
And they were just scrambling to the finish line. I'm like, no, I am coasting to the finish line. That shit will not happen to me. So, yeah, I thought I had for the first time in my life back in high school because I was just like, not doing it. Nope. So.
Well, my senior year of high school was easy peasy. But
lemon squeezy?
Lemon squeezy. But school's starting to get, like, really stressful and really hard. But I did pass statics this semester, which is, woo! Yeah, I worked really hard. Finally passed it. But anyway, back to the email. I chanted about whoever came near me to harm me with this leaf will pay. Holy shit.
So this isn't just to calm down. It's like threatening the elements to
like,
stay the fuck away from you.
If you want to fuck with me, you're going to get punished.
So this spell is called, like, I will cut a bitch, but you hold a leaf instead of a knife. It seems pretty intense, but I like it. I need to study this form of magic.
So it was my art class. I sat right next to the door, and over the door was a clock. There was this boy. He was a freshman, very annoying, a nuisance, distraction, blocking my education on my favorite subject. The door was open, and he threw himself up and hit the outside wall of the door. This caused the clock to almost fall on him, and it fell in front of him, now broken. So he must have been obnoxious and was just like,
I like how they put, like, they were interrupting. Is that how they said it? Blocking my education. That's just a really good turn of phrase. But at the same time, someone being obnoxious, apparently the spell's effect was that it had them throw themselves into a door and get hurt. So
almost get hurt.
I mean, doors hurt. I mean, I run into doors all the time, mostly when I'm mouthing off and Robin gets upset. So, just saying.
It's his fault. Shouldn't have been a nuisance.
I hate you.
I also summon rain when I really want it. Please, summon rain here.
They need you in California. I don't know if you've heard, but there's a massive drought out there. It's starting to get better, but yeah, head that way.
Yeah. And in this past year, I wanted snow since where I live, we barely see snow. Bring that this way, too. Snow, come this way.
You want snow in Vegas?
Want snow, yeah.
Do you know how many accidents there will be in Las Vegas? People see a rain cloud out here, and they can't drive to save their lives. So.
But snow would be cool.
Snow would be cool if we could visit it, like on the mountain, and then come home.
Yeah, have it stick to the mountain. That'd be great. And we got a little snow this year, is how the email continues. So that was a few more things about my witchy self, and here's my Instagram account so you guys can see my shark pinup art. It's KATTY_charisma_art. You're welcome. That's how it ends.
That's from the email, the you're welcome part. You weren't saying you're welcome for reading it?
No, yeah. It says you're welcome at the bottom.
Right on.
So we'll have to check that out later.
That's a good story. I'd be careful with that magic. I've talked about some of the people that I knew that cast some spells back in the day.
Oh, and then actually killed people?
Yeah, I mean, it's not for sure 100%. They didn't, like, arrest them at school or anything.
It's a pretty big coincidence.
It is a very big coincidence, but crazy shit like that happens sometimes. Not saying that I 100% believe in that stuff, but I will say that, like, sometimes it's good to be careful. You never know exactly what you're doing. Like, what if it does work and
Life
you're like...
is like box chocolate.
I hate you.
Or whatever the actual line is.
I know. I wasn't even going to correct you. I was just going to let it go. I'm just going to let you Mandela effect everyone around here. I was going to say, you better make a noise to accompany those spirit fingers because our listeners can't hear those things.
All right. So, yeah, that's the email.
Cool. So let's take a quick look over into Stream Chat and see what you folks had to say. So we don't have a whole lot of people on Twitch this time. I wonder if there's issues with Twitch. I changed some settings, so I'm hoping it'll work a little bit better. So I'm hoping it's going okay. Raz and Rebel, first time I'd ever seen it, and it was awesome. Oh, they're talking about when it snowed in Vegas. Cool.
Oh yeah. It's really cool when it snows up on the mountain. It's so neat. It just never sticks. So by the time we go there on the weekend, it's gone. It's so sad.
Hello to Alexandria over in YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
I remember when I lived in Texas and it snowed. That's my favorite thing. Was it barely snowed. It was just a little tiny bit so you could still go outside without putting a jacket on. And it was just really neat. I mean, it melted right away, but it was so cool.
It was always really fun growing up somewhere where it's lake effect snow. We were literally about, 10, maybe 12 miles away from the ocean. Or not the ocean, it looks like an ocean. Lake Michigan. So when snowstorms hit, all that moisture that's coming off the lake would make the snowflakes gigantic. It's called lake effect snow. It's like, I mean, that's what one of the titles of the Fall Out Boy.
Were you a Lake Effect kid?
I knew you were going to do it. The Fall Out Boy song, Lake Effect Kid, which is new. Like, that's where that comes from. So you'd have snowstorms that would just randomly bury everything. And I remember we had one semester where, like, finals were the next day, and there was no snow on the ground. There was no forecast for snow. And I went to bed at, like, 1 a.m. I'd been playing video games. I knew I was going to cruise through my finals. I woke up, and we were buried under, like, 2.5 feet. Like, a blizzard had cropped up, hit us, and buried just our town. Just our town. It was fucking crazy. Like, all the other schools had school, and we got canceled.
Someone summoned that
the full
shit.
day, and I was like, I told my friends, I was like, someone prayed last night, man. Someone's like, I'm gonna fail this fucking final. I need an extra day to study. Please, God, whatever you can do. I'm pretty sure it was a Friday too, so they got the full weekend to study.
Wow.
So yeah, sometimes some shit like that happens, and I'm like, if you say dead's better, I swear to God.
I was gonna say it, but you ruined it.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes it's just shit like that happens. So it's cool living out in Vegas where I never have to carry an ice scraper anywhere I go ever again. So that's a good thing.
Albrain, I'm so glad you are back. Thank you for joining us after such a long hiatus. I'm sure it was hopefully a nice break. If not, I'm glad whatever you're doing is over now, so you can join us. And Glitch says, oh, thank you. Also, my hair is okay. It's kind of greasy. Don't look at it.
You're on the camera, so they're going to have to look at it.
Let's see. Glitch says, the whole state of Texas shuts down if it snows a little. I believe it because no one knows what they're doing.
I believe that too. Floor over on YouTube says, what up, guys? What up, Floor? Alexander says, I missed you guys. We missed you too.
Can you say it how they used to say it in like the 2000s?
What's up? I got in trouble in high school for doing that in the hallway.
Shut up.
Yeah, we were waiting for our teacher to show up because she was late to her class, and we were standing outside in the fucking hallway waiting for her to show up and unlock the door. And every person that walked in, I'm like, "Yo, John," and he'd turn, he'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "What's up?" Because that fucking commercial just came out, and everyone was doing it to be obnoxious. And then one of the teachers came out of their fucking room, was like, "Will you shut the hell up?" And I was like, I mean, I guess, like, you don't have to be a jerk about it. So. Fun stuff. I don't have anything else over in YouTube chat, so I think we can move on into my second story of the evening. So my second one starts out with a subject line of just don't hang out by abandoned houses, which is a really good advice subject line, I think. Like, it just got straight to the point. Like, don't do this dumb thing. And it starts
how life should be.
What?
Life should just tell us don't do this dumb thing.
Life should be like a box of chocolates. You never hang out in abandoned houses. You never find boxes of chocolates in abandoned houses. There's a fucking reason. And it starts out like this. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hi.
Hello. I was wondering if you were going to actually say hi back or not. So
sometimes it's hard because saying hi to me is kind of awkward. I never say hi. I always say hello.
Really?
So, yeah. Even to people at work, I'm like, hello.
I say greetings and salutations because that's how they did it in Demolition Man. And I refer to people by their full names, too. So, Robin Grace. See? I do it all the time. I've never called you Robin, just calling you Robin. You can't look back and see anything like that. I love the podcast, especially Storytime episodes. You didn't laugh at anything. You're just rolling your eyes, which does not make for good audio.
All right.
I love the podcast, especially Storytime episodes. I'm super picky with my podcast and only listen to you guys and Stuff You Should Know on Spotify. I've never heard of Stuff You Should Know. I am a big fan and have totally accidentally adopted Robin's Porky Pig scatting thing into my own vocabulary.
Yay.
I was racking my brain for something to send you guys, but because I am mostly a cynic and only one story really stands out. When I was a kid, I would like to say, too, there's nothing wrong with being a skeptic. Cynic is different. Determining your mindset before you even know anything about it, that's being cynical, and you shouldn't do that. Like, keep at least a little bit of an open mind, but have, like, a healthy skepticism about you. You don't have to be cynical about everything. When you're that cynical person, people know they can't tell you stuff. You know what I mean? They're going to know that you will assume that they're full of shit right away. So cynicism and skepticism are two different things. Try and work skepticism in there instead of cynicism.
So I must be really cynical because you're always full of shit.
Fuck you. How about that? Okay, I'm going to keep going. When I was a kid in the 90s, parents still let their kids run around the neighborhood, and my mom would just whistle really loud when it was time to come home for dinner. They treated you like a pet. Sounds like they're whistling for you. What's that face? You can use words. Don't use faces anymore.
I don't know. That's just weird.
I can't imagine a whistle that loud. When I used to play outside, because I was a 90s kid too.
Did you ever have people that you knew that put like their
fingers in their mouth?
Yeah.
To whistle?
Yeah, they're like their pointer and their pinky, and they stuck it in their mouth, and it was the loudest whistle.
Pointer and pinky?
Yeah, they did like this.
Oh, no. I've seen like pointer and thumb for that whistling sound.
Where it's like...
What?
Everybody, look at this.
I hate you so much.
Okay. No, but no, yeah. To me, it was always Yeah.
I don't know how to do it, so I've seen people do it multiple ways. And then my mom has an acorn, which accomplishes the same thing. Google that. I don't know how the fuck it works. I'm pretty sure it's
I don't know how
magic.
it works either.
So I'm going to get back to this.
Okay.
There was this house up the block from mine, which was abandoned ever since I can remember. It wasn't a big, scary house, but it was overgrown with plants and set a little back from the road at the dead end of the street. Of course it was at the dead end. You had to walk down a little hill to get to the front door, but there was a side porch next to it, and if you kept going down the hill, a spot below the side porch which had a door to the basement. The house was basically set into the hill. Wow, that's creepy.
That is super creepy.
So being the adventurers we were, the other kids in the neighborhood and I used to hang out underneath the porch and sometimes on it and basically claim the outside of the house as our hangout spot. No one ever... It's funny because if you think of a movie like It, like they hang out in different places, it would be like if they decided to hang out in that fucking haunted house at the end of the movie, like that was their hangout spot. It's like you're just doing it a favor. That's all I'm saying. All right, no one ever came by, in parentheses, no cars were ever there, and the doors were always locked. We tried multiple times to get in. One evening, my friend...
didn't try hard enough, just saying.
I don't know. I think we might get to the point where he tells us that they might have tried hard enough. One evening, my friend Lauren and I were hanging out on the porch talking about boys or something, in parentheses, nothing new there, when I felt a sudden compulsion to try the door again.
Oh my gosh, was it unlocked?
I tried the door on the porch and it was still locked, but we noticed that there were scratches across the glass on the inside that had never been there before, accompanied by red specks and streaks inside the scratches.
No.
Lauren got creeped out and wanted to leave, but I wanted to try the basement door.
No,
ooh,
dude.
Wow.
If there's a body.
I love that you're just intent, like, I'm getting into this fucking house that apparently had a murder happen inside.
What?
We went down the porch stairs to the lower spot by the basement, and we both started getting this ominous feeling like something bad was with us there.
Just walk away.
Just walk. What song is that? Just walk away? I don't know.
It's from Kelly Clarkson.
There you go.
Just walk away.
That's it.
Yeah.
I ignored my instincts and, heart pounding, slid open the glass door, which was unlocked for the first time ever.
No. Someone broke in. Someone murdered someone. And
Lauren,
there's gonna be a body.
Maybe someone broke in, was painting it to make it look nicer, but just used red paint and accidentally like tripped a little bit and like put their fingers in the glass. They're gonna get in there and be like, "It's a nice house now." I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something nice that's gonna happen. These kids are clearly gonna get murdered and then somehow send us the email. So Lauren stayed
from the afterlife.
Lauren stayed back and was basically on the verge of tears, but I was starting to feel compelled, like I had to go inside because something was calling me. Slowly, my feet started moving.
No.
I took one step into the room, then another. It was an old living room, completely furnished with couches and a TV, and everything was covered in dust.
Oh my goodness.
It was clear no one had been there for a long time. I stood there just inside the door, frozen. Lauren later told me that she had been yelling at me, but I never heard her. Instead, what I heard, quietly at first, then growing louder, was a light, tinkling laughter, like a woman who had just heard a very funny joke. As the laughter got louder, it started to sound malicious, almost cruel, like the woman was laughing at someone - me. I really couldn't move now, even though every part of me was screaming to run. Just at the opposite end of the room was a dark hallway, and a woman seemed to fade into existence from it. She was very pale. I got goosebumps, cold chills, whatever they're called, and wearing a long, glittering dress, which looked like it had been covered in dust as long as the couches had. She was smiling and laughing, and her smile seemed somehow too wide. That's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
I think
Anytime facial features get distorted, like too big of eyes or too big of mouths,
there's
it freaks
clearly
me
some
out.
malevolent spirit or Julia Roberts, which is basically the same thing, living in this house.
That's fucked up.
I don't think she
I'm
listens to the
sorry.
show. I hope.
So sorry, Julia Roberts.
She started almost floating slowly towards me, though I couldn't see her feet beneath her dress. I saw her hands, and her nails were ragged, and blood was smeared around the tips of her fingers. I immediately thought of the scratches on the upstairs door. This memory seemed to wake me, and I turned and jumped out of the door, and it slammed it behind me. That's very different.
Yeah.
They slammed it. It didn't slam on its own. I took one last look back as Lauren and I started to run away and saw no one inside of the house. We ran up the hill and down the road back to Lauren's house and spent the rest of the evening staring out her front window, waiting for the woman to come floating down the street, but it never happened. We never went back to our hangout spot again. It had never been ours. So that's my story. I can't explain it and rarely even think of it, as it happened over 15 years ago. You're free to read this story on the podcast, but I hope you enjoyed it. Even if you don't, keep on keeping on. You guys are awesome. Andy.
Thank you so much for your story.
That is
so scary.
really good. And I'm not going to lie. That one creeped me out a lot, especially when you're like feeling compelled to walk through. Like, there's very few times in my life I felt like I wasn't in control of my own body. And if it was like a time that was
it because
I was fucked up in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's creepy to think of that feeling and knowing you haven't taken any drugs or drank anything, and you're in a really, really creepy spot. So I figured you were going to find a sewer grate and there's going to be a fucking clown down there telling you that you all float if you just come down there. I thought that's what was going to happen. So I'm pleasantly happy that didn't happen and you didn't die.
Nice.
So thank you for sending that email to us from, real life and not beyond the grave.
Okay.
So let's take a look over in the stream chat and see what you guys thought of that one, because that one was kind of fucked up.
Okay. Raisin Rebel says, OML. What's OML? Oh, my Lanta?
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, loud. Yeah. That's the nerdiest thing. What is the nerdiest thing? What is it? I don't remember. You'll have to remind us. I'm sorry. Carly says, if you do find a box of chocolates in an abandoned house, do not, under any circumstances, eat them.
Immediately eat all of them. They're clearly totally good.
Hello to Ralph and Miss Deezy for joining us today. We're glad there are people in here talking.
Indeed. Floor over on YouTube says, last Saturday night I was listening to your Storytime episode while I was driving through Ortega at night. It's basically like driving in the woods. I sped through that bitch. That's fucking hilarious.
That's so funny. Oh, Raisin Rebel says the was up thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was just the biggest thing for so long. I mean, it was in that scary movie and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It was
they
everywhere.
Had the serial killer or whatever keeps saying that. Oh.
Alexandra says, it's 11 a.m. here, and that still freaked me the F out. That's hilarious.
Oh, it's 11 a.m.?
I mean, Alexandra's from Australia, pretty sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
And now people are realizing they live close to each other, so that's fun.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, man, that's a real road people can go to. Ortega Highway, I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either.
Should we look it up? Like, not tonight, but I mean, like,
is it
as
something
a
that would be a good
future?
topic? Do you think there's enough information on it? Bees Nerd says, yo, dog, thanks for the shout out. Anytime.
Yo.
We love you, bro.
Yo.
You know we love you.
All right. So I'm going to go into my next email here. And it's titled My Mother's Stories. So it's a great reminder that the stories you send in don't have to be yours. They could be your family members that they have told you and you just reiterate to us.
Yeah, because our demographics, which I'm realizing from the Instagram statistics, which are actually quite substantial, is fairly young. It's our age group and then the age group below us, which I think is like 18 to 25. But we don't have a lot of people that listen that are like my parents' generation. But let me tell you something. They have the best stories.
Have stories.
Yeah. So talk to your parents or your grandparents and be like, hey, do you have any ghost stories? Do you have any fucked up stories? And they're going to be like, I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. Like Ghostbusters, like, I've seen shit that'll turn you white.
Oh, my God.
You don't remember that line?
No.
It's what Winston says to the mayor when they're trying to tell him, like, everything that's about to happen to the city. We got to watch Ghostbusters.
Okay.
You need to learn to quote this movie with me.
Okay.
Every single part of it.
I'm just thinking, like, if you ask one of your family members and they're like, oh, you mean the time I killed someone?
Wow.
Like, I just feel like that's a family secret.
So you found that body in the basement, huh? I guess we have to have the talk. Go get the shovels.
Oh, my God. Okay, anyway, continuing on with the email. It goes, hello, Adam and Robin. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Nailed it. Starting out great.
What is up, guys?
Not much, just chilling.
Yeah. My name's Crystal. I'm not bilingual. I'm Spanglish, so my writing is about to be crap with a bunch of commas everywhere. So bear with me.
No worries.
It'll be fine. I really wanted to share a story with you guys that my mother told me she experienced when she was younger. Funny thing is that me and my father are similar in stories. We actively look for stories, want to hear stories, and share stories, but my mom is such a sweet lady. Oh, she keeps to herself and doesn't like scary movies.
True fact, when I met Robin, she refused to watch horror films. I was like, it was October, and I'm like, around October, I try and like watch some scary movies just because it's fun. And she was like, oh, I don't watch scary movies at all. And then I was like, well, let's watch a couple. We'll watch them together. Wink, wink. And, we'll see how it goes.
Why are you winking?
Because it's just a nice way for a guy to get a girl to like huddle up close to him if she's like wanting to do that. And then you watch something scary and they're like, here, hold your hands in front of my face and explain the entire movie to me. And every now and then I'll peek over your hand to watch a part.
8 months after we started dating.
No, yeah, it totally was. That's very true. But yeah, she wouldn't watch scary movies up until that point. So, yeah, fun stuff.
Okay.
And now we're addicted to like every scary thing ever.
Yeah,
so
and
we
so
have
now
a scary podcast,
while we go
sake.
through like Netflix and stuff, it's like, seen it, looks boring, looks horrible.
This was terrible. This was terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing on. My mother is like the sweetest woman ever. So when she tells me stories, it's always like, what? What the hell? Tell me more. Why are you holding stories?
Tell me more.
All to
tell
yourself.
Me more. I was going to finish it because I don't know the actual lyrics. I always sing just mean stuff. So.
And then in her sweet motherly way, she's like, okay, mija.
Aww. That's funny.
I love when they say that.
Mija?
Yeah, it's so cute. And goes on with her story. My mother is super sweetheart, I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Miss Easy, thank you for subscribing to us on
Twitch.
I was going to say Amazon. I'm like, nope, that's not right. Been doing a lot of shopping.
My mother is super sweetheart Spanglish Tex-Mex woman. Shout out to my mom. Woo! That's what's typed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, feel free to share on the podcast. So her story goes something like this. When my mother was a little girl, this is early 60s, I think. Their house is on Mango Street, the Texas version, and her family moved into the house on Dolan Street in El Paso, Texas, Chuco Town. I wish I knew what all these places were.
I was like, these don't ring any bells for me.
She told me that her parents were in a financial bind and they were renting this house from her aunt who moved to California and let them stay there while she was gone. My mother is second youngest in family of 7 siblings, a lot of kids, and she was the only girl. That is rough.
That's rough for any guy who tries to date her. Holy shit.
Yeah.
6 brothers that you have to talk to and not get murdered by, plus a dad.
My mother told me there was always weird stuff going on at this house, but one story that I've always remembered is the story of the lady at the window. Oh, I don't like it.
It's a really good short story title.
I don't like it. Okay. My mother told me one night she had woken up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, which was down the hall on the right, and across from it there was a window. My mother said that she was walking down the hall when she saw a figure of a woman pass by outside the window. Since most of her brothers were older than her, she thought maybe one of them was outside with a girl, and she ran to the back door to see who was out there.
Who you slutting it up out there, bro?
Oh my God. She said when she looked outside, she didn't see anyone and thought she must have missed them, and so went back to bed. The next morning at breakfast, she asked her brothers which one of them was outside that night, and they all replied that no one was up the night before.
Or would they honestly admit to that? I mean, if your parents were around especially, I'd be like, not me. Shut the hell up.
When she told them what she saw, her older brother said there's no way she could have seen someone by that window because their father had temporarily blocked it off with a fridge, and it was blocking the light and the view from coming in. She said she walked outside to look, and sure enough, the window was blocked. So how could she have seen anything?
I don't know. This is getting weird. It's getting interesting. Maybe it was inside the house, actually.
The call was coming from inside the house.
Yeah. They were trying to warn her.
My mother told me that she wasn't the only one to see a woman. That my Uncle Johnny, one afternoon while they were living there, was taking a nap in his room when he came out of the room looking pale and frightened. When they asked him what was wrong, he said he woke up from his nap and saw the figure of a woman standing next to the bed, motioning with her finger for him to come towards her.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. My mother is 100% sure that this house was haunted by something, and while she can't remember everything that happened in the house, she remembers she couldn't wait to leave when her aunt called giving them a 2-month notice to move out because they were coming back from California.
It's like, hooray, we're homeless. That's fucking hilarious.
I will leave a few more below that my mother's told me, but feel free to break them up if it's too long. Also, as always, thanks for the great content. Like so many others, I found you on Spotify.
Shout out to Spotify.
Yes, definitely shout out to Spotify because they're awesome. And I found you while trying to find some type of scary/paranormal podcast. Y'all are the perfect combination of scary and funny, and it's so perfect. Gets me through my gym sesh or drive home. I'm a biology major, pre-med route, so I really should be listening to more informative science podcasts.
That's hilarious.
But
we try and be as sciencey as possible, but we are not scientists.
It's definitely awesome to have you all there when I need a good break from school and work. Love you guys. Keep on creeping on. And then should I read the other ones?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I might as well. So my mother used to work admin side for a police task force back home. She said she always had the inside scoop to stuff going on around town, and she knew when buildings were raided for drugs because she would have to do the paperwork for it. She also knew all the guys on the force, and they would tell her stories too. One day, the scoop wasn't the usual drug story bust. She said they'd been working on a case that led them to an abandoned building, what are the odds, in an older side of town. The guys had told her they got a tip that there were drugs being kept there, so they sent their group to check it out.
I'm really trying hard not to keep screaming, "Are you a cop?"
I'm not a cop!
It's just so fun to do anytime someone brings something like this up.
La 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 la. The guys had told her that they got a tip, went to check it out. When the task force got there, they said a woman in a long dress opened the door and let them in. They told her the house felt heavy and uneasy, but they continued the search. They looked upstairs and found a red room with signs of satanic worshiping or witchcraft.
Okay, there's 2 red rooms I think of nowadays. Thank you to the Snark who just subscribed. I also like to point out Miss Deezy said boo, and the Snark said love you guys. They both have subscribed 4 months in a row. Also, it appears Meadows is resubscribed, but it didn't run us the alert. So
cool.
You guys are all fantastic.
Yeah.
Getting back to my red room tangent, now that Haunting of Hill House is out, I think of that red room as just like, you know, a room of requirement. And then I also think of, obviously, I mean, everyone's thinking this when you hear red room, 50 Shades, where you go and get freaky, which if someone were to stumble into would definitely look satanic. Let's be real.
I really want to talk about the Haunting at Hill House, and I think we really need to set up like
spoiler chat.
Well, we have a spoiler chat in the Discord, but we need to do like an
Review?
episode of the week or episode of the week where we watch an episode and then we can talk about it like our own little book club,
like little analysis.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Because the ending of the show, dude, guys, I think Carly shared an article about that show, about the ending, that I'm just like, ah! So yeah, we need to do that.
It's not as happy as it seems. Is that what the thing?
No,
is that what it suggests?
That's what it suggests.
Okay, I like that. It was a very happy ending, and I was just thrown off by it.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, what?
Nothing. I winked at the camera. That's all.
Okay. Mom said that they didn't know, just some weird shit was going down in the red room. It's Christian Grey in there. The guys circled back downstairs in search of the woman who'd opened the door. When they found her, she was at the base of the stairs, and they wanted to ask her questions. She told them she would answer the questions upstairs. As she started going up the stairs, the guys said they noticed something weird about her. She was floating up the stairs.
I was going to say, she's either floating or they could fucking see through her. What? You're just completely silent.
My brain like had a lapse where it was just like, I want to say something. I don't know what to say. Anyway, so she was floating up the stairs, and when my mom asked what they did after that, they told her they were creeped out and just left.
We burned the house down.
They said whatever was in the house could keep the drugs. They weren't trying to go back in there.
Wow. So if you are friends with a ghost, go move into their haunted house, make a deal that they can stay, you will get them whatever items you need, and then set up your fucking meth lab there, because the cops are just going to be like, fuck it, not worth it. Which, by the way, probably a really good decision. I'm just saying, we always say nope the fuck out. I love that an entire task force was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
We're not Ghostbusters. We're getting the fuck out of here. Who are you going to call? Someone else.
I wish I had a photo, because my mother told me this story. She told this story to my dad, and we all took a lovely family trip by this house one night after dinner to see it, just to pass by. It's a creepy old abandoned house next to the railroad tracks on an older side of town. And then the next story goes, when my mother was a young girl, she got...
When I was just a little girl.
You
can keep going.
What'd you ask your mother?
What will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be ugly as fuck? Here's what she said to me. Probably.
Wow. Anyway.
Keeping it real.
She got a call from some of our family in Mexico saying her grandma had passed away. So my grandmother packed all the kids up and headed down to Mexico to bury her mom. My mother said in those days, the late 1950s in Mexico, they would have the viewing of the deceased in their own homes, and it would have to be rather quick to preserve the body. So my mother said that was pretty creepy in itself. But my mother says that while she was there, her and her brothers were warned not to go out at night. Her mother at the time told her sons not to go out in respect of why they were there. My mother says that they were drinking there, which was normal, and that one of her brothers started getting drunk and decided to leave. So he left and saw some girls on the street who started to wave him over.
Oh, shit.
They were trying to call him over. She said he started to walk closer to them and try and make a pass at them, and that's when he realized in the dim street lighting that the woman didn't have legs.
That's fucked up.
They were floating. He freaked out and ran home and told his mother. My mother, as a young girl, was listening in horror, but she said he looked frightened and looked as if he sobered up real quick. I had chills.
I know some people who'd be like, I've done worse.
What the hell?
Floating, no legs, whatever. Depends on how drunk they were. I will say that. I'm not going to name names, and I want to so fucking bad right now, but I won't.
Both my parents have mentioned seeing people with red eyes during different periods of their lives. I don't know what that's about, but maybe that could be a research topic. I will have to get detailed stories, but both have experienced young children seeing deceased family members. My older sister has seen a lot of freaky stuff too, in dreams and in person. She's always been one with a gift to see things. I will get these stories to you eventually. Can't wait, because this story was really cool.
They might already be in our inbox. We don't know. There's lots in there.
Yeah. There are a few stories I have about me that my mother has told me, but I don't personally remember. But I'll make sure to get them to you. That's all I have for now, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, thank you so much. Those are really creepy.
Yeah, there's a lot there, but there's a lot of really good ones there. There actually wasn't any bad ones in that entire bunch, which doesn't always happen for us. So thank you so much for sending that in. We appreciate that. It was really good. I love the task force that's like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm supposed to arrest people and like human drugs. Like, I'm not going to find any sage in this goddamn place with all these haunted ghosts. I'm out of here.
Hire them to be not afraid of no ghosts.
They ain't afraid of no ghosts?
Yeah.
They have to get paid more to not be afraid of ghosts. So, right on. Let's go ahead and look over in Stream Chat and see what's going on. I see Kathleen over in YouTube says, you guys are the best.
Thank you so much.
I assume you're talking about us and not someone else in the YouTube channel, which would be totally okay because those people are pretty great too. We love everyone. So, I'm going to scroll up and I'll take the YouTube stuff. There's not a whole lot, and you can take the rest.
Okay, cool. Amber says that Ortega Highway is super creepy, especially how high you go up, and she's afraid of heights, so it's a big nope. I have really creepy dreams about having to drive up or walk up really, really, really steep hills, and it freaks me out.
I have dreams that I'm like going up like you're getting on a freeway, and it just keeps going into the sky. And at this point in my life...
Are you in Greece?
What?
I
don't get that.
Because at the end of Greece, they fly away in a car.
Oh, I thought you meant like the place Greece, not the movie Greece. When you say, "Are you in Greece?" No, like there's a highway that has like no supports that just keeps going into the sky. And at this point, I just fucking stop my car and turn around like, fuck this. Like, I'll drive the opposite way in traffic. I'm not driving that high because that shit scares me.
Yeah, the roads I see in my dreams are big like highway systems, kind of like we have like this spaghetti bowl thing out here in Vegas. But it's just a mess of freeway.
It's a bunch of interchanges and on-ramps and off-ramps.
That's how my dreams are, and it freaks me out. And it's a recurring one where it's all these freeways, and sometimes I go in the wrong exit and have to make a U-turn, and it freaks me out, and I feel like that's just my life.
The one I've been having lately, like for the last couple months, it's not every night, and I hope I don't tell you this and then you guys start having it, unless it gets rid of it for me and then you guys can pass it on. It's just like it follows. But I dream that I'm in an elevator, and it'll usually be like a hospital or an office building, some place that has like a lot of stories. And I'll get in there, and I'll press the button for my floor, and it'll just keep going up. And I'll be like, fuck, like what's going on? And sometimes you're in an elevator, and for whatever reason, it goes to a different floor and picks someone up and then takes you to your floor. Mm-hmm. So at first, I'm just annoyed. and then I look and see what number it's at,
Yeah.
and then I see how many numbers there are, and it's higher. So it'll be like this skyscraper will have like 50 or 60 floors, and I'll be going to like floor 40. It'll go past 40. I look over, and I'm like, there's no one else in this elevator. No one pushed a button. It's at 50. What the hell's going on? Then I'll look back at it, and it's like 75. And I'm just getting higher and higher, and I get that feeling like the elevator's taking off.
Yeah.
And then the doors open, and it's just the fucking sky. And I'm just in the sky, and the elevator's still going up. And I'm like, I get that fucking weightless feeling like I'm going to fall.
We've been going to Guardians of the Galaxy too much.
No, it was happening way before we were going to Guardians.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it's not a fun dream because it's fucking terrifying. And I love Guardians.
Are you
I have
just
so much
like
fun on
having Charlie and the Chocolate Factory nightmares where you just get launched through the ceiling and you're just...
that? Not exactly. I wouldn't call it that because I haven't seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in a really long time.
What?
Yeah, the other nightmares that I'm having are like I'm going to school and like I don't remember any of my books or my locker or my combination, and I can't remember the last time I went to the class, and I get there and the teacher yells at me. Or the same thing with work where you show up and they're like, where have you been this whole time? And you're like, I don't even know like what the fuck I do here. Where's my desk?
Yeah.
So I've been having those a lot too. I think it's just the stress from the holidays. So yeah, that sucks.
I think Miss Deasy says she did not like Haunting at Hill House.
The whole thing or just the ending is my question to you, Miss Deasy.
She said, spoiler, I didn't like it. I'm assuming it's the whole thing. That show is a mind fuck.
Alexandra over in YouTube says, can you guys recommend some great horror movies to watch that aren't gory? And that's a really good question because I don't like gory horror movies or gore movies.
I really like the ones that have to do with Ed and Lorraine Warren. I like those
The
a
Conjurings
lot.
are good. They're not gory.
Yeah.
I really like the Paranormal Activities.
I hate the Paranormal Activities.
Why do you hate the Paranormal
Because
Activities?
they're so cheesy and dumb.
Are they cheesy and dumb?
You're cheesy
They're
and
pretty
dumb.
scary. I think they're scary. They're a lot of their suspense. If you watch it on mute, it wouldn't be as suspenseful because it has to do with like the score and like the slow building of like really tense background music and shit. So those are okay. I really do like those ones. I know she hates them, but
Lights Out is scary. Oculus is fucked up.
Oculus is good. It's not that gory. I don't think there's a whole lot of
There's
gore
only
into
one scene where I was like, ew. But the rest of the movie is just like your mind is so confused. And then what else? There's so many movies that maybe we'll start doing like a Patreon newsletter where we recommend a horror movie.
Well, not everyone's a Patreon
or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, and let us continue. Hello, CJ, for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Love your face.
Carly says, I have frequent dreams about being in the passenger seat in a car with someone else driving, usually on the highway, and then the driver disappears.
Fucking hate that. I get that too.
Yeah,
I knew what you were going to say.
I always fly out of the cars. We're like in a convertible type car, driving on a curvy road, and I fly out of it. It's horrifying.
The Snark says, come on, Adam, you got to shape up because she needs a man. I don't know if her heart is set on me, though.
Aw, but my heart is set on you.
Yay.
La 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 la.
Paradise. Aw, why, Adam? Why? I use an elevator every day at work. Crying emoji. My bad, dog. It's just my dreams. It's not my fault.
Wait, who's James Wan? James
Wan is the director of Aquaman.
Oh.
Which comes out tomorrow. Pretty sure.
It's
gotten pretty mixed reviews. I will say the people that didn't like it at least say that it's fun. And if it's as good as Venom was, which wasn't that great, but it was fun, I'll be totally happy with it. So that's my hopes for Aquaman.
Glitch says Red Rooms. Every time I hear that, it reminds me of the Deep Web. Is it supposed to be Deep Web?
I think it's Red Wedding, maybe.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Critia over on, there it is, Meadows subscription. It finally popped up. 3-month subscription. Thank you so much, Meadows. We love your face. Critia over on YouTube says, I agree with Robin on the Paranormal Activities, but I still watch them all, LOL. The continuity they tried to build into the storyline just didn't really work. And then they finally someone was like, why is it all super rich white people that are being haunted that have all these things built into it? Like, isn't the ghetto haunted too? And then they did the one where it's like in the ghetto. And it's like, okay, that one was super creepy too. And then they started doing some weird shit. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like time travel's involved. Gets really weird. And they try and wrap it up in the end with a storyline that just doesn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah, the time travel
one was stupid.
Yeah.
I liked the Grudge movie. The Grudge with Sarah Michelle Gellar, yeah.
I haven't watched that one in a long time, so. A lot of the ones that I used to like during my young days were the Freddy Kruegers, but they got really cheesy. Nightmare on Elm Street, a little bit gory, though. There's some brutal fucking murders in that movie. And then it started becoming like a parody of itself by like the 3rd and 4th and 5th movies.
Yeah.
New Nightmare is fucking scary as shit.
We gotta watch it. I've never seen it.
It's really scary. I watched that movie like I was 11 or 12. It had just come out. And that shit fucked me up, dude. I was freaked the fuck out. So Candyman's a good one too. I don't know if you've ever seen Candyman. It's a little bit gory.
I hear the Candyman can.
I mean, if you say Candyman 3 times in a mirror and he guts you like a fish, then yes, the Candyman
I
can.
remember just seeing the beginning of the movie where he like comes out of the mirror and like cuts the dude in half or something.
Yeah, you know, come to think of it, that one is gory. I wouldn't watch that one. I'll think of more, and I'll post some stuff on our Instagram maybe, or our Twitters.
Oh,
or
Instagram
social
would be
media.
a good one.
Yeah, just take a picture of it and like take the IMDb picture and then put it on the Instagram. So that's a good idea. We need to post more shit there anyways. Cool. I still look over, I see Glitch Crimp saying, bees! I forgot that's how he died. So I think that's how he died. It's really weird. Right. So The Nun was terrible, but James Wan only wrote the story. We didn't see The Nun.
Yeah, we haven't seen The Nun yet.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space is so fucking good. It's this cheesy 80s horror flick. Me and my dad talked about it to Robin the other day because we just brought it up. It's so fucking stupid, but it's just so much fun. It's just like a teenage comedy that has horror in it, and it's fun. If you ever have like 2 hours to just waste and you want to sit down with your friends, maybe even turn it into a drinking game, I highly recommend Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Nice.
It's just silly. It's not Attack of the Killer Tomatoes bad. It's cheesy, but it's fun.
Do you know the song from Attack of the...
I do. I'm not going to sing it.
Aw,
I've done
fine.
enough singing tonight. All right. Is it time for me to move on to my last one of the night?
Yes.
Show's going kind of quick because we didn't have as many people in the channel as normal when we started. Not a big deal. Most of you have joined us at this point. We changed some of the settings to our Twitch. We've basically taken everything off of auto and forced everything to do what we tell it to do to hopefully get it to run a little bit smoother for you folks.
So let us know if it's like any...
For anyone that typically has some issues crop up when you watch us, let us know if you still experience them tonight. And anyone who has any issues, let us know as well. You know, we'll see what happens with it. I'm hoping that it's a little bit more stable than it usually is. That said, I'm going to go ahead and move into my last one of the night. And the subject for this one is homegrown horror, and it's a smiley face. But the emoji is a pumpkin with razor-sharp teeth smiley face, which I really like. So that's pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
And it
I
starts
didn't know
out,
that was an option.
I didn't either. I don't know where to find that. My phone probably doesn't do that. But this one starts out like this. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Jenny, and I live in Denver, Colorado. First, I would like to say I love your podcast. I always listen as soon as it's out to get me through some of my workday. I'm very happy to know that so many of you listen at work because I only listen to the ones at work that I really enjoy because it, like, you know, makes me forget about how much I hated my job.
I like listening to audiobooks at work.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
Audible.
interesting. Audible's pretty fucking tight.
Yeah, you guys should sponsor us.
No shit, man. You sponsor everyone else, Audible. God, I saw a dumpster and it had an Audible sticker on the side of it, and I was like, I bet you they sponsor that dumpster. They sponsor everything.
I am Kindle Unlimited addicted right now.
She reads so much shit right now.
Kindle Unlimited is the greatest invention of all time.
You know what? Zuckerberg owes us some money because we always talk about going Facebook Live. Amazon owes us some fucking money. We are owed some money from some people that will never pay up unless they actually sponsor us, which would be super cool. I'm going to get back to this email because I'm only 2 sentences in. This is a long one. I'm always sad when it's over and I have to wait for a new one. By the way, the Japan episode was creepy. I refuse to go downstairs before bed. Note to self, don't listen to Scary-ish before bed.
I still will not go into certain stalls of restrooms.
Really? Do you count them?
I don't go to the ones at the end. I hate going to the ones all the way at the end.
I don't mind it. I do count them, and then if someone's in it, I like sneak under the door and pet their butt just to kind of freak them out a little bit.
Ew,
there's charges
brown
pending.
hand.
Don't brown hand?
Yeah, they're on the toilet in the men's restroom. Like, they're pooping.
It was a joke. I asked them if they want blue or red toilet paper, and then I shred them to pieces.
Oh.
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
I thought you were going to actually, like, pet their butt.
No. I'm going to keep going. I like to share 2 stories that happened to me. One is creepy, and one is sad/feel good. I'll start. /feel good reminds me of the entire point of the movie Inside Out. It's Inside Out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun movie. I like that.
I cried.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. She can cry. It's fun stuff.
I cry too much. Last night, my dad was telling everyone, like, just talk to her a little bit mean. She'll start crying. She starts crying like this.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
I was like, thanks, Dad.
Okay, I'm going to get back to this email. I'll start with my creepy story and end with my happy story. Here it goes. Me and my mom went to Glenwood Springs, Colorado to get away for a week on vacation. We both love things creepy and spooky, so we have stayed in a few haunted houses, and we go on ghost tours when we get the chance. This time, we had decided to stay in the Hotel Colorado. Never heard of this place.
No.
I've heard of the song Hotel California. Maybe it's similar. The place was built in 1893. It has quite the history and is known for being quite haunted. In parentheses, it could make a good episode for your topics.
Cool.
Good to know. Anyways, one night we were ending the day, relaxing, watching TV and such. My mom fell asleep, so it was just me left still awake. I decided to go get ready for bed, and as I did, I felt as if someone was watching me, but it was late and I couldn't see anyone or anything. Brushing it off as me just imagining things, I got into bed and closed my eyes. A few minutes later, I got a weird feeling and goosebumps started on the back of my neck, and I decided to be brave and peek around to see if there was anything. I get this feeling a lot. When I'm in bed and I wake up for whatever reason, someone scratched the shit out of me with their raptor claw toes last night, and I woke up like, ow!
I woke up too.
Raptor toes! And I couldn't go back to sleep after that. And I'm always like, you should look out the door and see if anything's there just to make sure you feel safe. But I know if I look out the door and I see anything in the shape of a person, I'm going to be like, fuck, it's a demon, turn on all the lights. And that's just too much work. So I just go back to sleep. And it's worked for me. I haven't been murdered in my sleep by anything yet. So
Yet.
Exactly.
I'll murder you later.
So this person gets brave, decides to peek around. When I looked at the bottom of my bed, there was this misty stuff hovering in one spot about the size of a person.
What the hell?
Then just like that, it was gone. Freaking out, I quickly pulled the covers over my head and closed my eyes, hoping this would make it go away. In parentheses, I don't know how this could help, but when you start freaking out, you think anything will help. When I looked out again, nothing was there. Later, after our trip, I decided to do some research on the hotel out of curiosity.
Man. Okay.
When I started reading about all the different ghosts there, I got goosebumps again when I found that there have been sightings by other people of a lady that likes to watch people sleep.
What is
so
it with
creepy.
creepers?
Why would you want to spend your afterlife watching people sleep? That's a really good question.
So maybe if you can't sleep anymore, you watch people sleep to kind of get that feeling, where you watch people eat so you can kind of feel like you can eat.
When you said that, it reminded me of a movie that I haven't thought about in years. Have you ever seen the movie The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox?
No.
It is so good. It is excellent. It's from the 90s. There's a lot of decent actors in it, including Michael J. Fox, who's amazing. He can see spirits, and he makes deals with spirits to fucking con people out of money.
Is that the one where they carve the numbers into
their...
Yes,
that's the one.
I love that movie.
It's a really good movie. But one of his sidekicks that's a ghost is like, you've been promising me a box of cigars for decades. And he's like, I'd hate to break it to you, bro, but you're dead. You can't smoke cigars. He's like, you can light them up and blow the smoke in my face. I love that part. And I get what you're saying with, like, you want to see someone else enjoying what you can't have anymore. I think that would also breed, like contempt.
In Pirates, Barbossa is like, here, eat all this food. I can't eat the food, but I'm going to watch you eat the food.
He wants to eat apples more than anything, too. Which is funny because when he comes back at the end of Pirates 2, he's eating a fucking apple and he actually bites into it. So I don't know if you know that. I don't know if any of you noticed that. You Pirates aficionados. We're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know why the fuck we're doing that. This has been the movie podcast side story. Okay, we're going to go on to the next story in this email. And it starts out like this. So this one happened a week before Easter this year. We had gone over to my grandma and grandpa's house to get some stuff for my grandma because my mom was hosting Easter this year. My mom and grandma went into the front yard to look at some of the garden, and I followed. After a few minutes, my mom said, okay, say goodbye, we have to go now. So I said goodbye to my grandma, but then stopped and looked inside the house. My grandpa was inside reading the paper, and normally I would just wave at him and say bye, but something this time told me to go inside and hug him and say that you love him, tell him goodbye. Oh man, this is going to get sad.
This is so sad.
A week later, on Easter morning, my grandpa had a stroke and was rushed to the hospital.
No.
It was a long, stressful day. The next day, I still had to go to work, but my mind wasn't there, so my boss said I could leave early.
That's very nice of them.
It is really nice. A lot of places won't do that for you. I started to head out to the hospital when my mom called me and told me my grandpa had passed away. When I got to the hospital, I got to say goodbye to him even though he wasn't there anymore. I don't know who or what told me to go back into the house that day the week before, but I'll forever be grateful that I did, and I got to say a true goodbye to my grandpa.
That's really, really, really sweet.
It is. Sometimes you have those instincts and just, like, go with it. Just totally go with it. Don't feel like you're stupid for having it. Like, just trust it, and it's just like there's nothing wrong with that at all. So sometimes I just randomly hug people, and I'm just like, bye. Just in case you die, just to make things awkward one last time. Every time before I fly, I tell people, like, this is what I want to have happen if my fucking plane crashes. Because if you say it all the time, it won't happen. And then if it does, like, I always tell people, like, I really want you to punch so-and-so in the face and do it at my funeral. So my funeral is just going to be a fucking brawl. Because I just assign, like, targets for everyone to get punched in the face.
If you start shit at your funeral, I'm going to be so pissed.
What do you mean if I start shit? It's my funeral.
Yeah, and I'll be there organizing it.
You hope.
Oh, man, what if we die at the same time?
I was going to say, if it's a plane crash, we're probably both going to die. I don't fly alone that
unless
often.
Unless we survive, like one seat gets sucked out and the other one doesn't.
You wind up on the back of the island and I wind up on the front. It's a Lost reference.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't watch it, did you?
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin it for you.
All I know is Ian Somerhalder's in it.
Who?
The guy from Vampire Diaries.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't think he lasts very long.
Oh,
There's a lot of people in that show. I don't want to ruin it for you, but your first instinct is probably correct, and the producer spent years lying to people. It's purgatory. Everyone fucking knew that from the first episode. Just FYI. All right. Gonna finish this email up. Anyway, I'm very glad I finally got up the courage to finally write this to you guys. It's been very therapeutic to tell someone besides my best friend. Keep up the great work.
That's really awesome.
It is awesome. And that's why I try and tell people, like, don't be cynical, be skeptical, because you want people to be able to tell you something. And then you'll realize even the fantastical things you hear that you'd normally roll your eyes at if you heard secondhand, when you see someone tell you a story or hear someone's firsthand account of something that happened to them, you can tell if they're making shit up. Everyone's been around someone who just lies out their ass or just makes up a story.
Yeah, I know you.
I fucking hate you. When someone tells you a story that seems unreal and you can see that they're genuinely scared, it's fucking scary. It really is, because you're like, something fucking happened to this person. Whether or not it's what they think it was, it's a different experience than rolling your eyes and just saying like, oh, I don't believe this. Wow. Shout out to Moist Kleenex Tissue, who has followed us on Twitch. That's the best Twitch name we've had so far, I think. And also, gross.
Yeah, Adam hates when I hand him my moist Kleenex.
She doesn't throw anything in a fucking trash. Any trash she has, it doesn't matter where the garbage is, she just hands it to me and is like, throw that away for me. And it's so disgusting. Sometimes it's tissues, sometimes it's worse. I'm just saying, like, don't do that, people. It's a bad habit. I'm going to finish this email off, I swear to God. It's been very therapeutic. Keep up the great work. I love every minute of every podcast, even every Doctor Who, Buffy, Supernatural, anime, and movie rant. I also attached some pictures of my Omen babies. The hedgehog is Mushu, like Mulan. The golden retriever is Ike, like South Park. The big colorful bird is Duncan Yo-Yo. The blue parakeet is Happy, in parentheses, like Fairy Tale. And the white parakeet is Whitey. She's my little albino girl with red eyes like a little demon. Keep on creeping on, Jenny. Thank you so much. That was really, really good. I enjoyed both of those. And thank you for the pictures of your Omen babies. We really appreciate that.
All right. Back to stream chat. Glitch is saying Army of Darkness is really good, but
I fucking love Army of Darkness. But that is
definitely gory.
It's not really too horror-y, though. It's a comedy for sure.
It's a comedy, but it's definitely gory.
Bruce Campbell is so fucking good in that movie. He is super hot too. It's like the premise of Army of Darkness is Evil Dead happens. That's a movie, Evil Dead. Sam Raimi directed it. Bruce Campbell stars in it. And it's from like the 80s. Very gory horror flick. Very scary too. Silly, but fun. Evil Dead 2 comes out. It's almost like a complete remake, but it still has Bruce Campbell in it. It's kind of a sequel. And then Army of Darkness, end of Evil Dead 2, not to spoil anything, he goes back in time. Army of Darkness, no one really fucking knew for sure whether or not it was a sequel. It is a sequel set in like the fucking 1400s. And he's like just a guy from like the 1990s walking around in the 1400s like with a fucking chainsaw for a hand and a shotgun. And like it's like a fucking improv premise where you're like, you have a shotgun for a hand, or you have a chainsaw for a hand and a shotgun. We throw you back in the 1400s. There's demons everywhere. Go. And it's so fucking fun. It's so good, dude. You should watch that movie. I just love Bruce
Campbell. Bruce Campbell as an actor in general, I absolutely love him.
My friends know. If they tell me to watch something, I'll be like, I don't know if I'm going to watch this. I don't know if I have time. If they say like Bruce Campbell's in, I'm like, I guess I got to give this a fucking shot now.
I freaking love him.
Shop smart, shop S smart. Because Kmart doesn't exist in the universe. S Smart does, which is way fucking smarter.
Let's see. S Smart, is that the place where he works?
Yes, it is. Shout out to Pay Paradise, who has donated $6.66.
Wow.
Right on the nose.
Thanks,
appreciate
Sanford.
that. Weird thing to give a bunch of sick kids, but I'm okay with it because you gave it, and I appreciate that.
Let's see.
You know, I'm going to say this. I'm just going to put it out there. The last few weeks, YouTube chat has been crushing Twitch chat. And Twitch chat hasn't been dragging by any means, but YouTube chat has just been blowing up like crazy.
Yeah.
This episode, YouTube chat's not really blowing up. We don't really have a lot, so I'm going to have to read some of these Twitch chats with you.
Carly says that this is the first time in weeks that Twitch has not given her any problems.
Yes.
So that's awesome. The Snark says, That Vietnamese parent confidence booster. They land you in therapy.
Snark, I know you know this person. I don't remember her name. I'm not even going to try and say the name. We had a trainer that, the Snark and I used to work together. We had a trainer at that in a particular job who used to say, like, you can't always be mean to people while you're trying to be nice to them. You can't always give a slap and a kiss at the same time. And she used to always say slap and a kiss, slap and a kiss. And, like, I feel like that's the Vietnamese parent thing. Like, even if they compliment you.
Oh, they compliment you, and then they're like, oh, remember this time you're an idiot?
So it's kiss and a slap in that case. And that's what I thought of when you were telling me the story about last night. I was like, God, like, why can't they just leave it with the compliment and just move the fuck on?
Because they don't know how to make me feel good.
I do.
Wow. Okay, fuck you. Anyway, Carly says, we keep our bedroom door open at night to be able to hear the kids if they get up. I'm nearly legally blind and out of contacts, so stuck using glasses, and waking up in the middle of the night and looking out of my bedroom door with what I call my crappy crayon vision is incredibly unsettling.
That's funny.
That's super. I can't imagine. I hate looking out of the bedroom into the loft because it's dark in there.
And we have 3 display cases with all of our nerd shit. And I mean, they're squares or they're, rectangles. So every now and then, if you catch it at the right time, like the light will shine through it and then you can see stuff inside it. And sometimes it's kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out, thank you to the Twitch chatters, because Alexandra over in YouTube was asking for the recommendations. And I see a lot of them being tossed out. Candyman got tossed out. High Tension from Beast Nerd. Meadows was the one who said Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Lawnmower Man, Glitch says. That's a good one. Lawnmower Man.
Never
Shocker. I don't know if anyone saw Shocker back in the 80s, 90s. No, it's not about like this. The tagline to the movie, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Beast Nerd says Night Flyer. The Babysitter was pretty good on Netflix. That's good to know. So there's a lot of them out there. Just got to know which ones to look at.
Beast Nerd says about that ghost that was hovering and watching them sleep. He said maybe watching people sleep was her real kink, and now she's just loving it.
She's like, oh man, this is perfect.
Yeah, but then you can't touch yourself.
You don't know that.
Oh.
We don't know what happens on the other side. I'm just saying.
Itzy says, I always listen to Scarish before bed. Glitch also can't see anything. That's funny. I can see things okay. I can't see things very far, but
the
I
Snark
can see.
says, I have never seen Army of Darkness.
You gotta see it.
Glitch Grim says, Bruce Campbell is amazing. The best chin in Hollywood. That is 100% true. Suck it, Jay Leno. It will always be Bruce Campbell.
What about Henry Cavill?
I mean, he doesn't have like the fucking Bruce Campbell chin. It's like a banana attached to his fucking lip. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
But in a good way. Obviously in a good way.
Oh my god. I've never heard anyone say that. Silver Bid Sit says, yo, it's Gil 6 from YouTube. Hope I didn't miss too much.
You didn't.
No, I don't think so. Glitch says he put his glasses down the other day, took a shower, and couldn't find them for 15 minutes.
Wow. That's scary.
Why?
I just hate the idea of not being able to find my glasses. I don't have glasses.
What I do is hold my cell phone and then walk around and say, have you guys seen my cell phone?
All the fucking time. I am asked if I've seen Robin's cell phone at least 3 times a day, and that is lowballing it. That is like including all the days where I didn't talk to Robin, which is like 0 since I've met you. I don't think I've had a day go by since I've met you that I didn't speak to you during that day. Legitimately, I don't.
What? Even when we fight?
Yeah. I still say stuff to you like, fuck you!
Okay, I'll accept that, I guess. Moist Kleenex tissue says,
so gross.
It's only disgusting if it's off-brand. If what's off-brand?
Kleenex tissue.
Oh, okay. Duh, I'm dumb. La, 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 la. I love Ponyo. The Ponyo song is one of the cutest songs.
I've never seen Ponyo.
You got to. I thought we did. It's about the little goldfish that turns into a girl.
Nope.
Okay. La, la,
Alexander over on YouTube says, damn straight.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
That's from Army of Darkness.
Oh.
Because I don't want to spoil a bunch of shit, but someone is taunting Bruce Campbell and beating the shit out of him in that movie. And he's going, you goody little two shoes. And every time he says two, he's punching him in the face. He's like, goody little two shoes. And he beats the shit out of him. And then all of a sudden while he's singing, he turns and there's a fucking shotgun barrel in his mouth. And he pulls the trigger and blows his fucking head off. And then it zooms in on Bruce Campbell's beautiful face and goes, good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Oh my god.
That that's the fucking best one-liners, I swear. Nat over on YouTube says, okay, I am such a wimp. I can't watch any scary movies without not being able to sleep, so this podcast is perfect for me. But the one freaking episode with the black-eyed children, nope, no thanks. You
What
guys
is it with the
asked me
black-eyed
to
children?
do that one.
Why is that one creepy out of all of them?
I'm just going to say this. I don't know if this will help anyone who's watching the live stream right now. I personally believe, and if you listen to that podcast and you listen to the background check I did on this story, I personally believe the black-eyed children to be 100% bullshit. I do not think it's real. It didn't show up in like lore at all until like the 90s, and it was supposed to be like a short story that was first written. That doesn't mean it's not creepy if children knock on your door at 3 a.m. But I'm saying just open the door and start blasting just in case. Seriously, don't kill kids. That's a joke. Wow. That's way worse. Yeah, just jerk off and fling it on them and they'll go away.
Okay.
Just tell the fucking cops, like, I Spider-Man'd them. You never webbed someone before?
All right. So So Glitch says watch Critters and Rawhead
Critters
Rex.
is good.
I've never heard of Rawhead Rex.
I've never heard of Rawhead Rex either. It sounds like a porn, let's be honest.
Oh my god. Ralph says I've literally bought what movie? I'm sorry. Sorry. High Tension. So Ralph said he's bought High Tension on DVD like 6 times.
That's funny.
He lends it out and never gets it back.
I don't think any of them watched, so I'm just going to toss this out there. I had 2 players' handbooks from D&D 5th edition, and I bought one, and then I got another one on a 2-for-1 pack on Amazon because I needed the other 2 books. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll have 2 extra. Lent them both out. 2 weeks later, I got one back. The other one has never been returned to me, and the one I did get back, the spine was broken, and the fucking pages fall out in 3 separate places. I will never lend my shit out again. Ralph, you shouldn't either. If you've had to buy a movie 6 times, that's fucked up. And Lee, if you're watching, I want Mech Warrior 2 back, motherfucker. I will come for you. I swear to God. 5th grade, never forget it. I told him I wanted it back, gave it to him. I haven't seen it since. I was, fucking 10 in 5th grade? Just makes my blood boil. I hate people that don't return shit. Hate it. I can't fucking stand it. I need that tap.
Alrighty then. I think it's funny that so many people agree that children are inherently scary.
They are.
I can't handle. Should I get into my next email now?
It's going to be the last one of the show, but yeah, I think you should jump into it.
All right. So this one is from Diana. It goes, Dear Robin and Adam. Hello.
Hello. You didn't do a transition.
Or dear. Oh, what? I said. So I'm going to go into my next email now.
Cool. I am excited. This is the last one of the night.
It goes, Dear Robin and Adam. Hello there.
Hello, dear.
My name is Diana, and I'm writing to you from San Diego. I've been listening to your podcast for the past few months and love it. I have a couple of horror/paranormal podcasts that I listen to, but Scarish is by far my favorite.
Yay.
Your style with the funny interjections and chemistry is what brings me back every week. I have a Scarish story to share with you, which may not be very paranormal, but scared the bejesus out of me. I would love it if you'd read it on one of your homegrown horror story episodes.
Here it is.
Here it is.
We hope you're still listening and you get excited when you hear this.
So this first part is about where I lived to help give an idea of the setting. At the time, I was living alone in a small granny flat. What's a granny flat?
I have no idea.
Do any of you guys know? Is it a South? No. They're from San Diego. What's someone explain a granny flat to us?
I've heard of in-law suites before, which is where you like shelter off a room from your house and rent it out for like $1,000 a month. But that's mainly like San Francisco. So maybe granny flat is similar to that because it's like just a single room that should have like everything in it.
So it had its own porch and yard on the far corner of the property of a large house.
I think I'm right. I think I'm sounding right here.
The house stood on the top of a hill. If you stood at the edge of the fence surrounding my granny flat and looked down, there was a 20-foot drop to another neighbor's property.
That's safe.
Sounds safe.
You can do an elbow drop from hell or heaven because it's above them.
Or what is that wrestling move where you like...
The elbow drop?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you mean the people's elbow.
Yeah.
You don't get on the turnbuckle to do the people's elbow. You just do it. You got to bounce off the ropes twice and take your fucking armband off. There's a whole thing to it. Just Google The Rock people's elbow and you'll find out. If you want to see how to do a real good, like, high turnbuckle elbow, check out Macho Man Randy Savage. He was the best. I'm just saying, at least at the elbow drop.
All right. So although there were a lot of other houses around, the neighborhood was always very calm and quiet. So here's my story. I'd just gotten home from a night out. It was around 1 a.m. I was a
Nice.
bit tired, and although I had had a few drinks, was not at all drunk.
That's what a
Shout
drunk.
out.
That's what a drunk person would
No.
say.
No.
Yes.
I drank a little wine last night, and my family was like, oh my God, wait till she gets drunk. She's such a mess when she's drunk. I'm like, I've had 2 glasses of wine. I'm completely coherent. I can drive.
Po
I'm
buddy's
fine.
nerfed. Because you mix up the things.
Yeah, I get it. How long were you thinking that in your head?
I was trying to think
of
of the lyric from the fucking Panic at the Disco song, and I couldn't think of it. So I was like, go with the thing they say about pencils. Because pencils have erasers, because po buddy's nerfed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's right. I've thrown her off. Take that, your
My-
brain.
My bed was next to a large window facing my yard and away from the main house. From there, sitting up, I could see the open sky and the edge of my yard. It was dark outside, except for a little moonlight. It hadn't been too long after I had laid down and turned off the lights that I heard a small voice from outside the house say, "Help me."
Fuck.
No.
That's creepy.
You
What
don't go.
What are you supposed to do, though? Someone's
No.
asking for your help. What if it's like a kid and they're bleeding
You
in your
call
yard?
the cops.
It's like, they'll be here anytime. Yeah, that
Yeah,
works.
they'll be here in however long.
Don't
it
bleed
takes.
out in fucking 90 minutes. I don't know. I haven't had to call the cops in a long time. Knock on wood. I hope I don't have to call the cops. For
I
a while.
opened my eyes and thought, oh crap, what did I just hear? I decided that I was dreaming and closed my eyes, ignoring it. A couple minutes go by and I hear the small voice say again, "Help me."
You know what this reminds me of? The original miniseries It from the 90s, because when the girl looks into the sink and has the blood come out or whatever,
Yeah.
she hears a voice say, "Help me," from the sink drain. And she hears it a couple of times before that happens. So that's the voice I'm hearing in my mind, and now I'm starting to have flashbacks, and that's not good, because that movie scared the fuck out of me.
I open my eyes super wide and think, what should I do? All I could hear was my heart pounding in my ears and complete silence from the outside. I decide I'm not going to get out of bed. I'm going to slightly raise my head and look out the window. I would not be that brave. I don't know how you could be brave enough to be like, I'm just going to look out there.
I like that you're committed to not helping, but you need to know whether or not someone's dying in your lawn.
I do just that and see nothing but my porch and the large tree on the edge of my yard and nothing else. I lay my head back down and think, okay, if someone's out there and really needs help, I should go out there and help them. But I also think, what if this person or thing is just trying to lure me out there to kill me? It's probably a vampire, can't get invited in, you're safe inside.
Stand at your doorframe and yell out, "What do you want?"
What do you want from me?
Yeah, just be Adam Lambert and just yell outside.
What should I do? Believe me, I'm fucking scared. I don't want to go out there. And as I'm mulling this over, I hear the voice a third time say in a small, creepy voice, "Help me."
I want to interject just to say this is written really well, because I'm on edge. I want to know what the fuck happens here.
I then remember that my porch has a motion sensor light which comes on whenever anything or anyone even comes close to the yard and house. It hasn't been on since I got inside the house. I think, oh fuck that! If some spirit or creature from hell is trying to lure me outside to devour my soul, I'm not falling for it. So I decide to pretend I'm asleep and that I've not heard a thing. Maybe it'll just go away. Then I hear, clear as a bell, the hooting of an owl. It's so close, I know it's up on the limb of that tree hooting down at me. The fear has now turned to relief, and I sit up, yell at the owl for scaring the crap out of me, and go to sleep. Oh my gosh.
So
I'd be even worse, more scared.
So you think the owl is talking to you? Can owls talk?
I don't know. I hope my story wasn't too long, and although not very paranormal, you enjoyed it. I love owls, even if they are assholes sometimes. But in all seriousness, to this day, I believe that owl was trying to warn me about something, or it was scaring something away.
That's where my head went too.
Keep on creeping on. Best wishes, Diana. P.S. Here's a picture of my omen baby, Hallow. Hallow? Hallow.
Hallow. It has an A in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hallow. Like hallowed ground.
Hallow from the other side.
Wow. Wow. Just wow. That was really good.
It was a good
That's a
story.
great one to end on. I really like that one.
I could totally see the owl trying to either scare the crap out of you or scare something else away.
Yeah, it sees something else and it's warning you, like, don't go outside. Or maybe it's like, there's a dying person on your lawn. They need help. And it came out as like, hoo, hoo. I don't know which song you're trying to do.
From CSI.
Oh. Hoo.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, I know. It just didn't sound, I don't know. Fudge you. How about that? Hate your face. Cool. So let's look over in the stream chat, see what you folks had to say, and then we're going to do the marbles on the stream and stuff like that. We're going to do it a little bit early. Usually we're around 8 o'clock when we start marbles on stream, so we actually didn't wind up too far off of where we normally are. We seriously have some Top Chef to watch. Top Chef is one of my favorite shows. It came back on. We have at least 2 episodes, and that's what I want to do.
I got to see what Tom Colicchio's up with. What's he doing with his life? Got to see.
I just want to meet the new cast, and the first thing you do is you meet the new cast, and then you go, that's the motherfucker right there that I won't remember at the end of this season because they're getting kicked off first. And then when they have the reunion show, you're like, who the fuck's that guy? Because you completely forgot they existed. It's so fun watching them and picking your favorites, especially if your favorite winds up being the first one to go. It's so fun. Okay, let's look at this. See what's going on.
All right. Miss Deasy asked if Beast Nerd's name is Ralph. Yes, it is Ralph.
It is known.
It is known. Silver Bids says Nicolas Cage has a new horror movie on the app Shudder that's really good. Shudder, is that the one where it's like a bunch of horror shorts or something? It's called Mandy. Oh, I think I've heard of that one.
I have not.
I think I've heard of it and I've seen a trailer for it. But I don't quite remember.
Alexandra over on YouTube says, it's a small house/unit. I think this is in reference to the grandma flat. It's a simple one-story house that's quite small, not necessarily attached to another house, but most of the time they are. Cool. Good to know.
My puppy chewed my friend's PHB. What's a PHB?
Peanut, Hutter, and Belly? I don't know.
I traded him my brand
Player's
new
Handbook, because I talked about Player's Handbook.
Oh,
that's what it is.
Oh, aw, that's cute. Google says Adam's right about what granny flat is. Nice.
Okay.
High five.
Yay. Logic.
La 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 la. Okay. Glitchgrim says, okay, so Scanners Reanimator, The Thing from Beyond the Stuff, Videodrome, They Live, Life Force, The Lost Boys, Fright Night, Creep Show. I'm all
These
about
are
the
all
80s
movies. There's no
Oh.
commas here. Scanners is one. Reanimator. The
Thing.
The Thing is really good. It's not really gory. Actually, that's not true. There's a few gory scenes in it. The Thing, From Beyond, The Stuff. I
I've
don't
never
know.
heard of.
Videodrome I haven't heard of. They Live I've heard of. They Live is kind of funny too. Life Force, The Lost Boys is a really good vampire movie. That is Kiefer Sutherland when he's super young. Fright Night is so fucking good. And the remake of Fright Night with Colin Farrell is also really good. And that one guy, if you've seen the new Star Trek movies, the guy who played Chekhov, who passed away when he was like 24, he's the main guy in Fright Night. And he's really good in that too.
I love, what is that movie? Odd Thomas.
Odd Thomas is really good.
I love Odd Thomas.
That's
I cry.
not a horror, but it's definitely paranormal.
No, it's a paranormal for sure. It's sci-fi. It's so good, and it's heart-wrenchingly good. It's so good.
It has a good ending. It's a good twist, and it's sad.
Ralph says Sleepaway Camp. Never heard of that one.
Miss Deasy says Hootie and the Blowfish.
Is that a movie?
That's a band.
I know that, but I just assume we were doing movies. I don't know. I was like, did they make a movie? Do they just sing in it?
They broke up pretty quick. Maybe there's a documentary about how they wrote the same song twice. It got really popular, and then they broke up.
J-Bay Watt says, hi, everyone. Hello,
What up,
Jedi.
J-Bay? Everyone's talking about the Black-Eyed Children.
Glitch says, do dolphins make you cry, Miss GC? What? Only when I heard they rape people? Oh, my God. This
That's
conversation's so weird. Okay.
That's from South Park.
Okay.
I think that's from South Park.
No.
Oh, it's from King of the Hill, too. He gets assaulted by a dolphin in King of the
What?
Hill. Yeah. Totally true.
Okay.
Hank Hill gets assaulted by a dolphin.
Miss Daisy says Cutthroat Kitchen hype. I love Cutthroat Kitchen just because I love Alton Brown.
I'm not as much on Alton Brown's nuts as everyone that I know, but like I do really like
He's like
Cutthroat
the Bill
Kitchen.
Nye of food.
I don't know.
He's Bill
I
Nye the
guess.
food guy.
I hate you. It would be so funny if he had his name legally changed to Bill Nye the Food Guy.
Oh my God. Okay. La la la. Girl Panic says, got reminded of that movie where the vampire friend's trying to get his bud to open the window for him. Not Lost Boys. It's definitely
It's
a
Buffy the
different
Vampire
movie.
Slayer. I fucking love that movie. It's
Oh,
so
the
goddamn
little
good.
vampire. I love the little vampire.
Okay, that must be a different
That
part.
one's super cute. Is that the one where Antonio Banderas is a vampire too?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a cute kids movie where it's little kids that are vampires, or a family of vampires moves in, and there's a little kid. He wears like glasses and stuff. He's so cute, and he makes friends with the other vampire kid. It's cute.
So the scene I'm thinking of from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, has, I forget his name, Luke Perry, I'm pretty sure. It has Luke Perry. I forget which one of his friends gets turned into a vampire, but Luke Perry has a flat on the second story. He has been looking for his friend named Benny. He doesn't know where the fuck he is. And Benny shows up, and he's knocking on his window. He's like, hey, man, let me in. I'm hungry. And he looks out, and he's like fucked up. He's like, no, man, go home. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. And they have this like short conversation. And he like realizes, like, wait, I'm on the second floor. And he looks down, and Benny's fucking floating because Benny's a fucking vampire. And he's like, come on, man, I'm really hungry. He's like, go home, Benny. And then he starts yelling like, I'm hungry. Every time I'm hungry, that's how I say I'm hungry. It's because of that fucking movie.
How I say I'm hungry is hungry, like from Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
But yeah, so do I have a story still? No, I read my story.
Yeah, you got through all of them.
Yeah, no, so it's Marbles, right?
It is Marbles.
We're on to Marbles now.
Keep doing some vamping because Marbles is having me reauthorize everything from Twitch.
Okay.
So.
It has yeah, so the little vampire is the one that has the kid from Stuart Little in it. He's adorable. Adorable little blonde kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Every time I hear little kid adorable, I think of Jerry Maguire. Because the human head weighs 8 pounds. The kid's so fucking cute. And then he grew up and got super ripped. He's still kind of short, though.
He's ripped?
Oh, yeah. He's fucking just tore up from the floor up. That dude is ripped as fuck.
Tore up from the floor up?
You usually say that about someone who's a hot mess, but I thought it just fit, so I went with it.
You're a hot mess.
Thank you.
Oh.
You boot my microphone,
I meant your face.
not me.
Okay.
All right, so... As we all know, what happens now, it is Marbles on stream time. If you are over on YouTube, switch over to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast if you would like to participate. And for those of you who are already there, we are switching over right now. Here is the list of tracks. If you would like to pick what track we will race, do !vote space and then the number that coordinates or correlates to the track you would like to pick. Some of these we've run before, some of these we have not. They're really, really fun. I really like this. This is my favorite thing to do at the end of the stream. Glitchgrim is already activating his cheating hacks and his aimbot. Good to see. And now I'm going to jump in because it's fun.
I've already voted. I don't know if it worked. Fuck yeah, it worked. Woo! Yay! Thank you for the bits.
We got bits?
Yeah. We got 100 bits.
Thank you very much, Miss Deezy. And Miss Deezy's message is, I love Marbles. I'm so glad you guys enjoy this because, like, when I found this game, I was like, I don't know if Robin's going to go for this. It really does not match up to our content, but it's really fun. And when I showed it to her, she was like, you know what, that sounds okay. Let's try and run it. And then once we saw it get played, she was like, fuck yes, let's do this forever. And I was like, yes, that's what I was looking to hear.
I think we're only going to do one tonight.
Just one tonight?
Yeah, because we don't have a crazy amount of people. So it'll be good.
Okay, well, we'll do one, and then we'll see if you still feel that way, because you're always the one who's like, no, let's do another one. I'm voting right now. You guys can vote, ! Vote, space, then the number. Meadows just said no. It's a tie so far. We have 15 votes. So you guys are very actively voting, which I absolutely love to see. It's still a tie.
What is it tied on? Oh, there's a whole bunch of 2, 2, 2, and 2s.
The laboratory's at 4. And if it's green, that means it's in the lead. So right now the laboratory is in the lead. And we're going to go with the laboratory.
The laboratory.
Laboratory. If you would like to... If Robin... In before Robin wins, rigged. That's hilarious. If you win, it's rigged. Good to know. If you would like to play... ! Play, all right, meow, and you will get your very own marble on stream.
Take me on.
Take me to church.
Take on me.
Take on me.
I feel like music back in the day was just so catchy.
Yeah. The 80s had a lot of super catchy shit for sure. And the 90s kind of did, and then it started to become total hardcore trash.
I just love, like, the Beatles.
Every song they did was very catchy.
Not every song.
There were some of them that weren't. I really like Rocky Raccoon. I never hear anyone ever talk about that song. It's like my favorite Beatles song.
That's your favorite Beatles song?
I love Rocky Raccoon. It's such a good song.
You don't want to hold my hand?
I mean, I do want to hold your hand.
I love that song.
That's a good song too. We have 18 people right now. Join. Let's show the player list. If anyone is out there that would like to join, get their marble on stream, go ahead and do so. It looks like we had more bits given to us. Is that correct? Or did the notification finally run?
I think it just caught up.
Right on. No big deal. So we're at 18 in 10 seconds. I am going to start this. So if you have not joined, exclamation point play right now. Valley Grills has joined. Good to know. We have 19, which is pretty freaking solid. That's more than we had last weekend.
Ralph says, "My guitar gently weeps." That's a good song.
That is a good song.
It's such a good song.
You can't even hear that song. It makes me laugh too hard. Thanks, Adam. You're welcome. All right, I'm clicking start. You have 10 seconds starting now to join in. Exclamation point play. Super Seizure Robots.
What's
Super
that?
Seizure Robots is from Simpsons. I almost said South Park.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking it's from.
It begins. Go.
It is known.
So this one is very Plinko-like. Let's be real here. We're
Whoa,
like inside
look
the
at
board.
that track.
This is weird. Looks like Miss Deezy might be in the lead.
Look at all them tubes.
It's a series of tubes. Wow, this is
Wow.
weird. Miss Deezy is definitely in the lead. Alice in Wonderland is right behind. Silver is also right behind. It depends on where your tube comes out, really. Oh, man,
Whoever
that was just some
designs
riveting
this-
rolling.
I love the people that take the time out of their day to design these maps.
I believe
because-
like you can have multiple people design maps, like different. It's not the same person that made the game. Razor is running second place right now, but Miss
Whoa.
Deezy is kind of cruising. This is a
For
little
a
bit of a
bruising.
gauntlet. Wow. Silver is catching up.
What? Oh no!
It's Raisin, not Razor. I keep saying Razor. Raisin Rebel, Silver, the Snarked, Miss Deezy.
No, this looks bad. This looks real bad.
This looks interesting.
Okay, I thought
You
I
got to
was
get
gonna
carried over. That's super cool. Silver is still in the lead. Miss Deezy and Raisin right behind. Miss Deezy has been slowed down. We're going to catch up to first place.
This,
Silver is going through this whole thing.
every
these
time
are nightmares.
I see these, yeah, it just takes forever to get.
Whoever gets through this usually is the winner. So whoever wins the lotto here. It looks like Raisin has gone through. I said one. Take me to first place. There we go. Raisin has gone through. Looks like the Robin Grace is not going to get through.
Thanks.
It said second, but then it took it away. It says Miss Deezy is first, but I think that's just because of placement above. Raisin Rebel is still definitely first. Miss Deezy right behind. J.B. Watt is right there. Allbrain is right there. Raisin Rebel
Whoa.
got knocked back. Miss Deezy's trying her hand.
What?
She made it through. She's just flying through there. Let's hope she doesn't die. Unless, you know, you're not Miss
Oh,
Deezy, in which case
it's
I'm sure you're
done.
hoping she's going to
This is
die.
the end. This is cool.
Miss
Oh,
Deezy's
shit.
trying to make it in. I think she's going
Yep.
to sneak by unless someone... Oh, look, I died. J.B. Watt died. Pave Paradise looks like... Oh, my God. Pave Paradise made a run on it. But Miss Deezy, congratulations. You
yeah,
have won
congratulations.
Marbles on Stream for the night. And we'll let everyone else finish out so we can see where these points land, because we are collecting these points based off of your places that you've finished. Just like in Mario Kart. Lots of people dying. Bauer Nat just died.
Oh my god. I love all your little
Emojis.
emotes. Yeah. They're just so cute. Okay, so we really need to meet up. So you've won so many times. So many stickers. Meadow says, okay, we'll just do one more. Uno mas.
How about this? Do you guys want to do one more? Some of you guys say no, then we'll say no. But Meadows has said again, I want to see what you guys think. While we let this finish out. Beast Nerd says, did I survive? I don't think I saw you die, so I think you're still just back there waiting to die.
I will
Or
survive.
sorry, waiting to finish. Akasuna no Kairi has passed away. Rip. Girl Panic has passed away. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive.
That's one of my favorite scenes from
The Replacements.
The Replacements. One of my all-time favorite movies of all time. And it's just so cute.
I love The Replacements.
It's just seriously one of my favorite movies. I could watch that movie over and over again.
There's one of the most inspiring quotes I've ever heard in a movie, and it's when Keanu Reeves is talking to Gene Hackman, and he asks him, like, why did you pick me? And Gene Hackman tells him, when I look at you, I see two people. I see the man you are, and I see the man you're going to be. And one day, those two guys are going to meet, and it's going to make for a hell of a football player. If you cut off the it's going to make for a hell of a football player, and you tell yourself that every day, it's just super fucking inspiring.
I thought you were going to say when Gene Hackman looks into the TV camera and goes, we need heart.
No, that's just super cheesy. Not to say I don't like it. Everyone said yes, 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 yes. One more time again, please. And then Miss Deezy goes, 2 wins of 15, I think.
Someone check Miss Deezy's marble for steroids.
That's hilarious. We do test for steroids. All right, go ahead and put in your votes to see what track you would like to race. I can always click random map. I can click that too if you guys are into random map. It's like a key party, but with maps. So Vote if you'd like to, and then let us know if you'd prefer a random map, and we'll go from there.
I've voted. Voting. Ding, 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 ding.
The Snark says Vegas meetup. I was thinking about that earlier today, and I was really, really thinking about, a lot of people are saying random. We're going to go with random on this one. I was thinking about doing a Vegas meetup for the Vegas peeps because we have a lot of people who listen and follow us on social media from Vegas, and I think it'd be fun to see how many people we could get out. We just have to do some planning in advance.
Imagine just everyone becoming friends. How cool would that be?
The Gauntlet was picked. I think we've done the Gauntlet before from random. Nope, we don't have a record. So the Gauntlet is what we're racing. ! Play to join in.
I feel like there are a lot of people that live in Vegas that we don't really.
There is a lot of people that are out
maybe?
here. I don't think we realize when we see people comment or see people talk in any of our social medias that like, oh, that person's from Vegas, because we just see it and we're like, oh, we recognize that name.
Oh, well, you know what? Sam and Andrew are going to be out here.
That's true.
We should do a meetup while they're out here. I think that'd be super, super cool.
I agree. Our first fan, not our farthest fan, because we have people from Australia, which is like the other side of the world.
Right.
But pretty freaking far, without a doubt.
Sam was one of the first people that are like, you guys should look into this. It was great.
That's why like episode 4 is Isle of Man, because Sam messaged us like, you guys should do an episode on Isle of Man.
And she's going to be out here, and I think we should do a meetup then.
I agree.
So sometime next week.
I don't know. You'll have to let me know the dates, because I know that you were in the conversation because I was doing something at the time and I just joined in and I was like so excited because I'm excited.
I think it's next week.
Right on.
So sometime next week or Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Anybody free for dinner?
Next Tuesday is Christmas Eve.
Oh, shiza.
Yeah. So we're going to have to coordinate this and let you guys know an exact date. But a Vegas meetup is coming very soon. We have 19 people in ! Play right now if you would like to join us. I'm going to be clicking start here in 5 seconds. So if you haven't done it yet, you're going to need to do it. Beast Nerd says, I would pimp out my house if you guys want to do a BBQ meetup or something. That would be super fucking cool.
Oh, cute. That would be great. That would be so cool. Dude, let's get into a chat and like do this.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be so cool.
I have click start. 10 seconds to join. Let's get a look at this track. Big funnel, lots of loop-de-loops. Pain zone down there. This is a really long map. It definitely feels like a gauntlet. So let's see what happens. It has begun. And yes, I'm quoting Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat.
I was playing Mortal Kombat with my younger sister. Storytime, sorry. And that was the first time I ever said the word bitch.
Really?
Because my sister was being a bitch. So I said, bitch.
We have raced this before. Nate and C holds our record.
And she was like, Mom, she said the B word.
What a tattletale.
I think I must have been a freshman in high school or something, or maybe in 8th grade. Whoa, Alice in Wonderland just like plowed through that thing.
That was really good.
But no, yeah, Mortal Kombat fucking makes you grow up quick.
Yeah, it does. The competition of trying to murder someone else and rip their spine out definitely ages you.
I always had trouble with using the fatalities, though.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
Yeah.
That's why I think I picked characters based off of who had the easiest fatalities to do.
Babalities, one of my favorites.
Babalities sucked.
What?
They put it in there because people complained so much about how gruesome the game was. All right, Alice is trying to make it through this spiraling funnel. Pretty easy, actually. There was friendships, which they also put in.
Oh, I love friendships.
Friendships also were stupid. I did like Johnny Cage's, though, because he signed a picture and gave it to someone. That one's super funny.
Oh,
wow,
man.
Pave Paradise just caught up out of nowhere. There goes the Robin Grace
Yay!
ruining things for everyone.
Look how fast my ball is
We're not going to follow first place now. We're following second place because I don't even want to see Robin win. Ooh, Alice just took the lead again. You're taking really good lines through these things, but I think you're going to... Oh, you snuck right by it. Robin's there. Pave Paradise is there. This is looking like a 3-marble race, but you never know. People could die.
Yes. I feel like that's what it is about the gauntlet, is just people are going to start getting knocked off.
I like that Miss Deasy said, I hate this toilet bowl thing in reference to the funnel at the very beginning. I agree. Whoever gets through there first typically is the winner. The Robin Grace has taken the lead.
I'm not rigging it, I swear.
I love that people are like, before she wins, hacks.
Sorry. No, don't knock me off.
These things don't shoot up fast enough to knock you off. They just slow you down.
Oh, okay.
Those are 2 really quick runs through that little gauntlet. Looks like Raisin Rebel is way far back there. This is a 2-marble race, which really means Alice in Wonderland is about to win some stuff. Unless you
look
die.
at my balls just swerving through those things like a badass.
You guys are both doing it. You got to hit this jump right. Wow.
What?
Cut in front of you
What?
and took the win
No.
for realsies. That was impressive. And I believe, yeah, you crushed the local record. You are now the record holder for the gauntlet track. Congratulations, Alice in Wonderland.
So send us your mailing address and I can mail out some stickers to you.
You can message it to us on Facebook or email storytime@scarish.com and we will get you them stickers. We'll let everyone finish out and get your points and we'll see where we ended the night and where everyone is at for like the season.
The holiday season.
It's the holiday season.
What are the next words?
Where did you get that tumbler?
Starbucks.
When did you get that tumbler?
Yesterday.
I hate you so much.
It was 30% off.
It's like you have to spend the money.
Look how cute it is.
It's really nice. I'm not saying it's not.
Hell yeah. 30% off tumblers at Starbucks. Pfft.
Well, now I don't feel bad that I got a new keyboard and mouse, but it was only $20, so.
You got a new keyboard and mouse?
My mouse wasn't working. I told you that. Ow, dude. It's not back there. You're going to have to wait till after the show and I'll show it to you. It's very cheap.
You didn't even tell me.
Yeah, I know. You didn't tell me about that.
You skank.
You skank.
How much was yours?
$20. I just said that.
How much do you think mine was?
I think that was like $35.
$16.
Wow.
Originally $23.
So right now, Pave Paradise has 14 points on the season. Ooh, first place is Miss Deezy with 18 points. You are crushing it right now. Glitchgrim has 11. It looks like I didn't pick up any points. No, I did. I have 11 as well. Akazuna no Kairi is at 12. So this is pretty fun. I really like doing these, and I really like that you guys keep coming back because you can build your stats, which is just a fun time. So, Robin, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to switch back to the main screen and then close this on my computer so it doesn't explode. Okay. So vamp for me a little bit.
Vamp, vamp, vamp it up. Vamp, 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 vamp it
That
up.
joke never gets old.
No, never. Oh no, J.B. Watts never won. I'm sure you won in the last season.
No, I think J.B. Watts straight up saying, like, I've never won the game.
Oh, that sucks.
Beast Nerd says Miss Deezy is totally Lance Armstrong.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry, Pancakes, that you missed out, but you can watch it on Twitch because it will be up on Twitch and on YouTube. So
YouTube is the best place because Twitch takes it down sooner or later. Yeah. YouTube, it's there forever. It will never leave. So check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, so the Marbles game does reset every season.
Yes.
So it has seasons of balls.
I think the seasons are based off of the months, but I'm not too sure.
I think it's going to be hilarious when we donate to Make-A-Wish and it's like 1666.
Right? That's so fucking funny. 69.69. Enjoy that, Make-A-Wish. Who knows where we're going to finish, though. We'll see what happens. You guys have a tendency to put your donations at the end of the month, so I'm hoping we come through for Make-A-Wish, although I really don't want to grow a curly mustache because it'll look stupid on my face.
It'll be like, whoop.
It'll just look so dumb.
It'll look cute.
It's going to take a while to get there, too. I'm hoping I don't know. I guess I'm hoping that we have to do it because I really do want to donate this money. Cool.
Chocolate salted balls.
South Park?
Yeah.
Wow.
Miss Deezy says season balls.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. We should have a trophy ball for whoever finishes the season at the end of the season with the most points. They get a trophy ball that we can assign to them. I don't know if we can do that, but we're going to have to look into that.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I think we're going to do the normal wrap up on the show. But we just want to let you know that, like, it is so much fun to have you here for the live episodes. Bring a friend. Tell someone to watch with you. You can chit-chat in the chat. That sounded cool. Wow, everyone heard that. It's on the microphone. It just spiked it. But anyways, we appreciate you guys. We enjoy interacting with you folks. It's been so much fun. So I'll start the outro, and then you can take over halfway through it. So that's the last thing that we have for the night. So we want to thank everyone who listened. If you want to send us your homegrown horror, your paranormal experiences, your spiritual experiences, you're funny. I thought this was paranormal, but it turned out to be completely innocuous, which are so good to get.
I love when it's like, I thought my room was haunted, but it's because the switches are connected and we're idiots.
That one was so good. Email storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to scarish.com, which is our website, and click contact us and fill out that form. On scarish.com, we have all of our social media, so you can go to our Discord server if you'd like. You can also go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can message us there if you'd prefer. You can also join our group, which is the Scarish Spooky Friends group on Facebook. And you can post there for some instant feedback from the community. You can do that in Discord as well. You can also tweet at us at ScarishPod. And you can message us on Instagram at ScarishPodcast.
And if you can't remember all the names, just go to scarish.com and click on those social media links. It makes it a million times easier.
There's a link for everything. And I don't know if you guys know this, but scarish.com also has a listener on the side where you can scroll back through all the episodes. All the episodes are uploaded to the website. There's a million ways for you guys to access our content. And for those of you who are looking for a way to contribute but don't have anything financially to donate, we understand that. Please go over to iTunes and rate us and review us.
5 stars, please.
Helps us so much. It really does. The last time I checked it, we were at 110. I haven't checked it in a few days, but it's really nice to see stuff come in. We had a really nice review get posted recently.
Yeah, and seriously, those really touch us and make us really want to keep going and make us so happy to know that we can be a part of your lives. It's really cool.
If you guys listen to this and you're thinking like, I want to send them my story, but they won't get to it, or I want to message them, but they won't read it, we have literally seen everything that's come our way. When it comes to the emails, we don't read them until we're live on the air, but we will get to them. And when it comes to like our social media, we see all of it. So if you want to reach out to us, definitely do. Don't hesitate in thinking like they'll never see it. We really will. And I want to let you guys know that. So Robin, tell them if they want to donate to us financially and they're capable of doing so, how they can do that.
If you go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast, we do have monthly tiers ranging from $1 and up, and it all just helps support us, keep this podcast going, and allows us to kind of spend more time to do our research and stuff like that. And if you go to ko-fi.com/scarishpodcast, those donations there are one-time donations, and it'll help us upgrade our studio setup. We have a new camera.
Super excited because of the coffee donations, because of the live donations that we got. Shout out to JB Watt, who just subscribed to our channel on Prime, or through his Prime membership 2 months in a row. And he said 2 months anniversary.
Nice.
Because of the things you guys have donated to us, we've been able to go ahead and purchase a new camera. So it will not be a GoPro strapped to a tripod within the next couple weeks.
It'll be a camcorder strapped to a pipe.
It'll be actually mounted properly because it actually fits it. I'm just very, very excited that we actually get to start moving forward incrementally, step by step, in the things that we have, and hopefully bring you guys a better product. And yeah, we're going to get this camcorder in. It's definitely not top of the line, but it's a solid place to start. It's more than I thought we would be able to upgrade to, but your guys' donations have really, really helped out. Shout out to Connor. He's our top donor. We really appreciate everything you've sent our way.
Yeah.
It means so much to us that you guys are willing to invest into this thing, because we invest our time and as much money as we can, and it's nice to have little things come from you guys too. But if you can't, we totally 100% understand that. Times are tight and holidays are very expensive. So thank you to everyone who's given us literally anything at any point. And you know what? We love you guys so much for listening. So we gone through all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Those are all the normal plugs. So I think we're about ready to wrap it up. So I think I'm going to let you go ahead and take care of this one after you're done drinking.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.